North Korea was making threats again. Are you sure you want to go over there? Like, dangerous right now. And I was just like, it's okay. Like, it always happens. This is like every other month, you know, to start fresh and start a new life. And hello, I'm Heilin. I am from the States and I've been living in Korea for 3 years. I think a lot of American people are fascinated by South Korea, not only because of like media, like music and dramas and movies and stuff, but also like politics as well. They're kind of like very concerned about the politics between South Korea and North Korea as well. And they're also interested in, these days, like BTS and Blackpink. They also really liked Train to Busan. So like a lot of like media and film, things like that. Oh, and Parasite as well. It was really popular in America. So I think a lot of American people view Korea as like a really cool kind of unique place. My friends also had interest in Korea and they visited Korea sometimes. My friends really liked K-pop. They liked BTS. They were really big BTS fans. My family, when I first moved to Korea, was really worried about the conflict between South Korea and North Korea. At that time, when I first moved to Korea, North Korea was making threats again. So my family was like, are you sure you want to go over there? Like, it's kind of dangerous right now. And I was just like, it's okay. Like, it always happens. This is like every other month, you know? Yeah, my family really wants to come to Korea. They just haven't found like a good time yet because of work or their scheduling and stuff. Also, it's like a little expensive to come here and then go back as well. But yeah, my family really wants to come over here and my friends too. I think maybe for younger people, like in their 20s, I think since BTS and like Blackpink and all those K-pop idols got really famous in America this year, I think a lot of younger people have sparked an interest in South Korea. And I've seen like a lot of Americans come over to Korea just to like study a little bit of Korean and like kind of experience the media culture and like music culture, film culture, and kind of just have fun in Korea. And or for maybe older people, I think if they want a fresh start, maybe they're bored in America and they're just kind of tired of living in the American style. Maybe like 30s or 40s will come over to teach English or like start office jobs and kind of want to start a new way of life and experience a new culture before they get too old.
So today we'll talk about why Americans want to come to Korea. So the first is about the virus and the situation these days.
So the virus situation in America is really bad. They haven't controlled it at all. I don't know what's going on over there at all. Like, everything that I see from the news just looks like a mess, and like from what my friends tell me, it is a mess. Everyone's just kind of going crazy. Originally, when the virus got really bad in Korea, everyone wanted to leave Korea and everyone was like scared of Korea and they were telling me to like go back to the States, and now it's opposite. They're like, you need to stay in Korea, don't come to the States. So the way that Korea has kind of handled the virus was like really impressive to a lot of countries. And a lot of my friends that live here now that originally wanted to go back to the States are staying put because everyone just thinks that if you go to America, you're gonna get corona. Everyone just thinks it's a really dangerous country to be in right now because of the virus. So some people that are actually wanting to move to Korea right now, they're mostly worried about the quarantine period and like the fees that you have to pay and the test itself. The most questions that I've heard being asked are like the quarantine period, like how long you have to be quarantined, where can you quarantine, and how many times you have to take the coronavirus test, and how much you have to pay for it. Because I heard that you have to actually pay to be in a quarantined like hotel or location. So a lot of Americans that actually want to move to Korea right now are kind of in a tough place because they want to move here as soon as possible. Them are willing to. I think definitely some people are coming and quarantining and doing what they have to do. Compared to the States, yeah, it's a million times better than how the States is handling it, to be honest. I think as soon as Korea got even like 100 cases, the Korean government immediately started saying, wear masks, stay out of crowded places, wash your hands, don't even go out, if you don't have to. I think they immediately took action as soon as they possibly could. And I remember even back in February when there was just a few cases, and I was thinking oh, this is nothing. This is gonna pass really quickly. I remember everyone in Korea started wearing masks immediately and social distancing. And I remember some of my friends that teach at schools, they said that as soon as a new virus case was in their city, that the schools stopped, the schools closed, and they were in their houses for a month, they couldn't go anywhere. So I think Korea has handled the coronavirus cases really well, and I think that's why Korea is kind of really quickly going back to normal. So especially also with restricting travel, you're gonna have to be quarantined, and if you break the quarantine, you're gonna either get deported or you're gonna get a big fine. So it's really good that they're being really strict with it. I think it's helped the cases go way down really quickly.
The second reason is to get a new job.
Right. So I think a lot of people, with me personally too, I was really bored of the States, especially having traveled to Korea before moving here. I think a lot of Americans, if they have travel experience, especially to Asia, they get bored with American life. America's kind of just 9 to 5, go to work, go to bed, that's it. Especially if you're single and you don't have a family. A lot of people just want to have a fresh start, or they're just bored of their lives and they kind of just want to experience something new. So I know that a lot of older people come here just for that, to experience a new culture, to meet new people, to try new things, and to also get a new job. So a lot of older people here also get jobs teaching English, or corporate jobs, maybe in offices and stuff. But I think most foreigners here, older foreigners here, they teach English, the majority of them. So I think a lot of people just want to start fresh and start a new life and kind of feel things out in another country.
So the third reason is Korean culture.
Yeah, so I think before, maybe about 10 years ago, I think Americans were really fascinated by Japanese culture, and then that kind of slowly transitioned into being fascinated into Korean culture. So I think there's a lot of programs also about Korea back in the States. This is gonna sound crazy. There's this program called 90 Day Fiancé, where there's actually an international couple. There's an American woman and a Korean man, and they had a baby together. So the woman actually moved to South Korea, and it kind of shows the traditional markets and housing in Korea and Korean people, and how they're kind of adjusting to their new life in Korea. And I think a lot of what is shown on TV about Korean culture and the Korean traditions have sparked a lot of interest in American people as well, especially with the media, with the films. With the movies and the films, I think you can get kind of a glimpse of Korean culture and how society works, and kind of little older historical traditional things that they might sneak into the movie as well. A lot of people are curious about that, and they want to come over and see the hanboks and try kimchi and try all the food and see the streets and the mountains and the palaces and all of that. They're really interested in that. So a lot of people come here to try out a new culture and see if it fits them well. So today I spoke about the reasons that Americans may want to move to Korea. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you later.